From the moment I open up my eyes, there's one thing that stays on my mind. The Love Her Show with the duo. You gotta love her, praise her, treat her right. Let your life reflect all the beauty that's inside of you. You gotta love yourself. Let the best of you shine through.
Welcome.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Love Her Show with the duo,
where we discuss all things love, life, business, and bliss.
We do. And for those of you who don't know, I'm Kelly Fisher.
And I'm Tana Gilmore.
And together,
we're the Matchmaking Duo.
Well, we made it back to another episode.
We have. This is episode 16.
Yes, indeed.
Yay.
We are moving right along here. And I'm enjoying doing this podcast, I must say.
Yeah, because, you know, you guys can't see us, but we don't have to look like much.
We don't. We're telling our secrets.
We are telling secrets. We don't have to look like much. It's different because when we get ready to go on TV, I mean, it's a half day of prep.
It is. I don't know how people do that on a regular basis. So we go on and see all the TV hosts. And they do that every single day.
Every day, the makeup. And trust me, we like getting dolled up and glammed up a lot of times. But, I mean, every day, we'll do it if we have to.
Yes,
so if there are any
TV
opportunities out there and you want us to host a daytime talk show, we're able to do that.
We're in. Count us all the way in.
But, yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot of work. But this podcast, you know, hair can be in a ponytail. And, you know, we can have no makeup on and yoga pants and flip-flops. And, hey,
it's just all of us kind of crowded into a virtual living room, relaxing and chatting up about a certain topic of the day. So that's why I love this.
We love it. We love it.
And we get to get a break from our regular work, so which is
it
nice.
Does. It breaks up the monotony because there's no day ever the same in our business.
Which I love. We were just saying that. Like, even if we hit the lottery, we probably would be doing some form of this work, but just not, as pressured.
Yeah. So we also, just so you know, we are certified life and relationship coaches. We're professional matchmakers.
We are. We are authors of the book Relationship Do-Overs, and we're also national speakers, trainers, workshop facilitators, and the one thing we're most proud of is that we get to interact with our Essence family.
Yes, we do.
Every other week. So we're in the love and relationship section. All of our blogs can be found there at essence.com.
That's one of the great things about this career versus what we used to do. So I don't know if any of you all follow us, but we hope that you do.
Yes.
But Kelly and I were vice presidents of business development, and we also used to be executives in marketing and advertising. So we used to market products and services, and now we market people.
Yes. I was just thinking back of my career, and we often laugh about it. I think I have sold everything under the sun. I have sold newspaper subscriptions in the grocery store. I mean, I had my table that I put the red, tablecloth over and get the napkin, newspapers there and doing subscriptions. I've sold high-end jewelry.
Oh, yeah, we've done
at Neiman Marcus. I mean, it was always in my blood. I think I just love to help people fit what their need is to a service that can help them.
That's right.
So I've just always enjoyed that. So I think we've done a nice segue into this business.
We have. And it's been amazing, too. So we get to do so many different things.
We do.
And so, because not many careers have many variations of their business. It's usually pretty monotonous and they're doing the same thing every day, but we're so blessed that we're able to switch it up. I mean, one day we may be on a speaking tour, which we are right now, or we may be writing a blog or an article, or we may be coaching our clients or interacting, screening matches for our clients. So it's so many different facets of this business that we're so grateful for.
We might wake up one morning and we're calling into a national radio show and then we're on our computer finding matches and then, going to some type of event to see who we can find for a certain client. So it's just always we might even be traveling to see who we can find. If we have to go on foot, we do that too.
We do. So. We have gone on foot. You've probably seen us out there too with our iPad in hand.
Taking pictures.
Interviewing.
Yeah. That's when the sales and marketing and advertising comes in handy because we can go up to anyone and say, hey, start a conversation.
That's right.
on your behalf. Right. So anyway, it's a holiday weekend, but you see we happen to still be doing some form of work, but this is always fun. So I don't know what your Memorial Day holiday plans are, but what are yours, Tana?
Well, of course, you and I both were at a friend's house yesterday. Our friend fun. Melissa Nixon's house.
I learned a new card game.
Oh, yeah, 98.
Yes.
We learned 98, so we were at her cookout, and it was so much fun. We had such a great time. Fun and food and laughs and playing cards and just, enjoying camaraderie and fellowship. So, Kelly and I were learning card games, and we're not card players.
No. So we're so happy to have pulled up a chair at the infamous card table.
Right. I'm happy to be invited to the card table because nobody ever wants to play cards
either
with
one of
me.
us.
Oh, no. My husband is like the ultimate spades champion, and he won't even play with me. He was like, you can't be playing over here.
Well, that was a more advanced spades game.
Yeah, it was. He's like, no, we're not playing. So he quit playing with me about 12 years ago. No.
Well, we want to invite you all we're in the Love Lane today.
Yay.
And so we thought about talking about, there was one blog that we did on Essence.com, among a few, but this one went viral.
It did.
So we were talking about the top complaints of single Black women when it comes to dating.
Oh, my goodness. I mean, there's so many complaints that come to us, and they're mostly from women that are just frustrated. They're frustrated. And as the matchmakers, we're often contacted by so many people, and you wouldn't believe what they have come up with. But, we're here to discuss those and kind of dispel some of the myths and, give you some tools to kind of help you with those concerns, because we get it. We do. We get it. We hear them. We hear you. Right. And we want to help you get through those.
And even as relationship coaches and professional matchmakers, we see a lot of these complaints as well. So, we're going through it almost daily, too, as we're trying to match our clients with potential candidates. And we hear some of the feedback from the men saying, well, this or that. And we kind of carry the brunt of some of that.
We do.
We shield our clients a lot of times from what they may or may not hear. So, I mean, we hear it.
We do
We hear it all the time.
And guess what? In case you haven't noticed, we're also Black women. So.
We are. Who knew? Let me get a bell for that.
We're Black women. So, of course, we understand.
So we may have even lived through a few.
Right. We get it.
Or currently living through a few. But so one of the first complaints that we hear a lot of times from single Black women is that it's difficult to find places to mingle with other Black singles.
Yeah.
So when you think about it, there is some truth to that, because there aren't really a lot of places where you can just get up and go, and they're just all types, a sea of African American Black singles. So that's not something when you wake up and you just happen to go out to the grocery store, or you go out to the sporting event, that it just happens to be all one ethnicity. And I don't know if that's good or bad, but sometimes if you just are looking, some people do have a preference and the type of person that they're looking for. So, I mean, one thing that we can probably suggest, I mean, a lot of us are over the club scene. We're, retired our seat at the bar.
Oh, gosh.
So, one place that we can probably suggest that we've seen, and we mentioned that we went to we were speaking at the Tom Joyner Fantastic Voyage cruise. But those themed cruises are
fun.
Huge.
Oh, yeah.
They are so much fun.
They are.
And that's always a good place to start among, skiing trips and sporting events and things. But those types of festivals that are geared toward where there might be people with not only shared interests, but maybe the same ethnicity, if that's what you're looking for.
Yeah, even the Essence Festival. I mean, we've spoken at Essence Festival.
And we're headed there.
We're headed to Essence Festival this year as well. And even though that seems to be a lot of women, I think the numbers look somewhere like 100,000 women, but wherever there's women, there are men.
Always, yes.
Yes.
There were more men there than I thought would be.
Me too.
When we
even
went.
in the convention center, we saw so many men, walking around and being engaged, and it was amazing.
Right.
So any festival event is great.
And I think also one other point, we always do well at grad chapter events. Grad chapters, whether it's sororities, fraternities.
Yes.
Oh, those are great. Don't discount going to grad chapter boat rides, and they have all types of cookouts and things all throughout the year.
Yeah, even this summer. So as summer is approaching, I mean, do not sleep on those, ladies and gentlemen. Do not, because there are going to be so many, cookouts and functions like that where you're surrounded by like-minded people. I mean, these are people, if you want someone educated, they're there because they've gone to college. I mean, if they've pledged something, they've gone to college at some point or another.
They have. They were college minded.
Exactly.
Even if they didn't graduate.
Exactly. So, we certainly recommend going to those. I mean, we'll be there this year.
We will.
We will
throughout
be there
the country.
That's right. Recruiting.
We will. Recruiting. So that is the first myth. So is it difficult to find places to mingle with other Black singles? I would say that one is probably true.
Yes.
Would you?
Yeah, I would say that.
But you have to be intentional. It doesn't have to be that way.
Definitely have to be intentional. Also, it seems that even when Black singles are around, no one speaks to each other. So that one comes to us often too. Some women will come and say, I go to this event or I go to this party and I'm sitting around there and I'm waiting and, no one ever says anything. Well, the problem we have with that is that today, it's a new day. It's a new day. It's a new era. And, you'll hear us say this 1,000,003 times, that you create your own opportunities. So those days of sitting back and waiting for someone to, court you and say something to you, those days, I wouldn't say they're long gone, but they're few and far between. And so what we hear from women is like, oh, I don't want to appear thirsty or desperate.
If I hear that thirsty word one more time.
One more time. And what you'll hear us say is there is a difference between being thirsty and being interested.
Bell for that.
Bell.
Yes.
That's the love
We might need
nuggets.
to say that one more time.
There is a difference between being thirsty and interested.
Yes.
So that's your love nugget for the day.
Yes, and men like someone who's interested.
They do.
So, I mean, if you compare, let's say you're out someplace and you, there are 2 or 3 young ladies, in the general vicinity. And so these 2 over here are smiling, they're looking out, they're having conversation, they're laughing, they're making eye contact with him. And, they might even go over there and send him a drink, or they might go over and say hello, compared to you that might be sitting there just looking kind of coy, as maybe we were taught to do a long time ago, looking down and just wondering like, oh, he's so handsome, but I would love to have a conversation with him, but I'm not going to say anything.
You'll be waiting.
So who would you choose? Take yourself out of it. Who would he choose? Because he knows if I go over here to one of these 2, it's going to be a good time, a good conversation, whether it's a love, connection or not. But these 2 here, one of those I'd rather have a conversation with. The other one's probably taken.
That's right. And so we were so proud of one of our clients. She, we're like proud parents.
I know.
She went out and she was like, you know what, I'm going to create my own opportunity. And she smiled at someone and she sent him a drink.
Yes, that
we
was
were
something.
like, you better go, girl. You better go. You go, girl. We were so proud of her. And it may not be for everybody, but for her, it was her personality anyway.
It was. She
and so
was
we
a
were
great
just
outgoing personality,
helping her, pull that out. But we were so proud.
I know. And so, I mean, he ended up coming over and having a conversation.
He did.
So
yes, he did.
I think he was probably so taken aback because that doesn't happen often.
It doesn't happen often, ladies.
So
if you want to be unique, and we always talk about your dating unique selling proposition, what makes you different?
Right.
Yeah.
So what's going to make a lasting impression? And doesn't mean that you're going to continue taking him out to lunch and dinner and all that from there on. It's just opening the door to conversation.
Yes, definitely.
So that one is, that no one speaks to each other when, Black singles are around. So would you say that's truth or false?
I'm going to say it's false.
Yeah.
I would say it's false. I mean, there's some level of truth to it, but I would say it's false because right now, I mean, we just have to do a better job, and we are doing a better job as coaches helping other women create their own opportunities.
Yeah. And I think just overall, if we all smile and just really be intentional when you get into a new place, just to everyone smile, men and women, just make it more conducive to having conversation. We can all work on that.
Yeah, we can.
Yeah. So the other one is, it's taking too long to make a commitment. So our single women say, okay, I might meet someone amazing, but for whatever reason, he's not committing. It's taking forever and I'm wasting time, especially as you get into your, mid 30s, early 40s. No one has time to be wasting, especially if it's, a time when you really feel like you want to have children. So that's something we hear a lot. So I think one of the things is, one thing that we've learned, especially as we, became credentialed and certified, as coaches and as matchmakers, so we see a lot of relationships and how they progress. So what really, men will say what they mean in the beginning.
Oh, yes, they will.
Now, are we listening?
No, we're not listening. So
No.
you need to take heed of whatever they say is what they mean.
Yeah, because usually they will say, yeah, I'm not really looking for anything too serious right now. Or they'll say, I'm so tired. They'll tell us, I'm so tired of running around. I'm ready to get married.
Yeah, they
will
will.
say in the beginning exactly what it is. Now, if you're not taking that on, if he tells you, if you're ready for a marriage and he's saying, yeah, I'm just kind of, I just got out of something, so I'm not really too, keen on it right now, but I'm just having fun.
Yeah.
Now it's up to you from that point on. What are you going to do?
Yeah, and here's the thing. A lot of times, as women, we get an attitude because we feel like we can change him.
Oh, yeah. That's
we feel like we can change him. We're like,
taking up the banner.
Yes, like, you know what? He just hadn't had me yet.
Right. Yes. So at that point, you're realizing, am I wasting my time because I want to waste my time because he's been very clear. And then later on, you come back and say, well, it's been 6 months. It's been a year. And we've been spending all this time together. And why haven't we made any type of progress?
Yeah, exactly. I know I've been guilty of that.
Me too.
I was like, listen, you say one thing, but I can prove you wrong. You have not had Tana Gilmore.
Right.
Well, I wasn't Tana Gilmore at the time.
Right. So, and we've all probably been there. So really, I think that one might be a little bit of something that's not true. So whatever he says, start with that. Believe it.
Believe him.
And then you can go from there. And then don't be afraid to tell him what your goals are. So sometimes, our clients will be afraid to say, I'm really looking for marriage eventually when I meet the right person. Or, I'm really ready for a committed relationship, because they don't want to scare them off.
They don't. And we meet men all the time that tell us that they're ready. So all the time that they tell us that they're ready. So when he says it, he means it. It's that pivotal moment, that 18 months to 2 years after a divorce or a breakup. That is prime time, women.
He is lonely as ever and missing that companionship
because he's so used to that. So when we meet a man and when we're screening for one of our clients and he's like, oh, I've been in and out of a relationship for about 18 months, 2 years. We're like, we're over here putting our hands together, like warming our hands up. We're like, he is prime time. Yeah. He is ready. Prime for the picking. Because usually that's around the time when they are ready to recommit. Because they're like, they've tested the waters to the single life.
Yes.
And they're like, it was fun for the first 6 months.
Right.
And then they're like, okay, this is cute. This is cool. But they start getting lonely too.
They do.
And they start missing that lifestyle that they used to have.
Yes. So that's when they start buckling down. It's fun probably in the first 6 monts. Like, yeah, I'm going to play the field. But when you're used to having someone at home, it's not as much fun
Those
for them.
nights are cold.
Yes, they are.
They're cold. And you don't have anybody asking you how your day was or anything like that? Anybody significant?
Right.
It doesn't last long.
No, it doesn't. So, I know a lot of people do say that it takes a long time for some men to make a commitment, but I think it's all in how you position it. You be honest, and then also allow him to be honest as well.
Definitely. We hear also that men are dating other ethnicities. Whew, that's a hot topic. That should be on Wendy Williams' hot topic show.
I know.
I love Wendy Williams.
Oh my goodness.
But many of our men are dating other ethnicities. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is nothing new. This is nothing new. Olivia Pope didn't just start this. Helen Willis from the Jeffersons started this in the 70s. This has been going on. You see what it's been going on. So, we actually encourage in our business practice that our women explore their options, because it just increases the dating pool. Men have been doing it for years.
Of course.
Been doing
if
it
you
for
can't
years.
beat them, join them. People have met, great people. It doesn't always have to be the same ethnicity. I think you're really trying to match morals, integrity, goals,
credibility,
your vision, maybe faith. So we would just say, all of us can expand our pool. It doesn't have to be the way it was, traditionally, where everyone kind of stays in their own block. But I would say that a lot of men are, especially as we get into certain
income brackets.
Yes, income brackets.
Let's keep it real.
We see that a lot, and it's almost that they even prefer other ethnicities. And I hate to say it, but that's something that we do see, and it really breaks our heart. But, I think it's more, the part for me that breaks my heart is that people would not be open to their own
why
ethnicity when your mother is, your whole family. So I think just be open to everyone.
Yeah.
But I mean, everyone does have a preference. But we do hear a lot of times that men are dating other ethnicities. But we do have a lot of men that say, "Oh no, I love my black women too."
Yes. and we love you too.
Yeah,
and we love you.
So I think overall, we don't want anyone to lose, heart and think, "Oh well, he's not going to be interested in me." Yes, he will be interested.
Definitely.
We hear that a lot too, which that breaks my heart too. Where some of our clients will say, "Well, I'm 40 and black." Oh my gosh! No, don't say that.
Don't you say that ever again.
No, please.
Be
That's
proud
not
of
something
being
to
40
be.
and black.
Oh my gosh,
Yes.
that hurts my stomach.
Even to talk about it
does.
And they're like, "Oh my God, there's no hope for me. I'm 40, I'm black, and I don't have any children."
Yes, we
it's
have
so
to just.
hurtful.
That's why it's so important for coaching because we have to turn that
Ooh,
around.
we do. That whole perception. I'm like, honey, be proud of who you are.
Yes, and you're
are
beautiful.
Beautiful, strong, amazing, intelligent. Be proud to be a black woman.
Yes, and you just have to meet the right people who will celebrate all of your qualities, no matter what ethnicity you are. So, I mean, that is something that we hear all the time. So what would you say? Would you say that's a truth or false? True or false?
I'd say it's true.
Ugh.
I do.
What do you say out there in podcast land? I'm trying to put it back on you. So I would say
there's some truth to it.
Yeah,
There's
I would
some
say
truth to
that
it.
definitely men are opening up the pool for other ethnicities, definitely.
Yeah.
So, and I think, well, I would say too that women are opening up the pool
we
too.
do, because
most of our clients come up and say, "I'm open to anyone."
They're open, and you know what? And we do a very good job, I must say, with even if they aren't in the beginning, we expose them to other ethnicities, whether they want it or not.
Yeah.
And so we send them out with, other, Caucasian, Indian. We've done that before. I mean, you name it, Latino. We've done that, and they've been open. And so we're very proud of them for being open because it's something that they would not have probably done in the past or have been open to in the past, but they have now. And we have many, I wouldn't say many, but we have some interracial couples right now, even as we speak,
and some
they're doing
who hadn't
very well.
even thought about it.
No, they haven't.
So, but they are just happy as I don't know what.
So we encourage that. But so anyway, back to what we encourage our black women to open up your pool as well.
Definitely.
Everyone broaden that pie as we talk about it.
Just find love under the rainbow. So, I mean, the next one would be black singles won't try non-traditional activities. We hear that all the time. So, and I don't know that that's true. I would probably say that's false. I think a lot of times, from what I've seen, and even from my friends and even from myself, a lot of times people just assume that black women won't try different things. They assume that, oh, you're not going to get your hair wet, or assume that you're not going to jump off a cliff, or, do those things. And I don't find that that's true. Not in my circle. Maybe it's true in other circles. And I don't know that it has to be labeled just to black women. What do you think?
No, I don't. I think that that's a myth. I think back in the day, I think we were, as black women, somewhat compartmentalized in certain areas because we had not been exposed to these other things, like for example, either running or hiking or whitewater rafting or kayaking or anything like that, scuba.
Right.
Some of those things, we weren't exposed to, but it just takes one person to invest in you and to maybe educate you about these fun activities, and you would have an open mind, and you're like, you know what, let me try it, and then you realize that you love it. Like I can't say that I love running, but I like it, and I wasn't exposed to it 10 years ago, but I do it now and I like it. So there's type of thing. I hike. I mean, I do, you name it, I'll do it. So I'll try it at least. And so I think just keeping an open mind with trying new things.
Yeah, and I think, well, the thing that's helped too, let's just face it, the whole natural hair craze has helped.
Yeah,
because,
it has helped.
I mean, it used to take hours and hours and hours for black women, for all of us to, straighten our hair and do all this. So once you sit in a salon for like 4 or 5 hours to get your hair a certain way, no, we were not.
And pay $80?
We were not jumping in the water. No, we were not.
No,
so I think it has helped a lot that now, twists are in, and, you can do dreads, or you can just, let it air dry and all of that.
Definitely.
So
wet and go.
Oh gosh, that has helped a lot.
Go.
So I think we have, become free in that area too, that we're beautiful with our natural hair.
Absolutely.
And that's helped a lot to open up, allowing us to try non-traditional activities.
It's so funny because as we digress, but a lot of us, since this whole natural hair craze has come about, we didn't even know that we a lot of us have beautiful hair without chemicals.
Yes, I didn't know.
Yeah, beautiful hair without chemicals that we don't necessarily need them.
Right.
And so now it makes it a lot easier for us to be able to exercise and us to be able to run and swim and do the things that we like to do and not have to worry about with our hair.
Yeah, so I would say that is, at this point, I think it used to be, like you said, it used to be true, but at this point, I think it's a myth because women, Black singles and Black women are definitely, I think, more open and interested in doing non-traditional activities. And the reason why we said that on the blog is that men used to always say, you know, well, will she get her hair wet? Because I like to go swimming. That used to be a question that we'd hear all the time.
They would say, you know what? If I take her to the beach, is she going to sit there just
on the side
and in the sand, you know, in a chair on the sand and not get in or not have fun with me and not, you know, be coy with me and play in the water and things like that? And if that were the case, he didn't want to be bothered.
Yeah,
he's like,
we
no,
heard
find
that many times, which is crazy. So that must be something that's on their mind.
It must be.
Yeah, I would say it's a myth. So men, don't worry about it. I think you're good, especially if you know, at least open the conversation with her to trying some different things. You'll be surprised that she probably has done something. She could probably expose you to some stuff. How about that?
Oh gosh, this one here. There are no decent Black men online. That is the furthest from
There's
the
some
truth.
Gems online.
That is the furthest from the truth.
Yeah.
Gosh, we have met so many amazing men online. It's been incredible because even if we meet them there, we're still going to bring them in and screen them. But, you know, we know people that are online that, you know, just friends and family. I mean, I met my husband online like eons ago, and he's a great guy. You know, I mean, he's a smart, educated, funny. I mean, all those things. So you would think that, oh, no, there aren't anybody, you know, great online. We've met professional players online. We've met
coaches, news anchors. We've met
authors,
all kinds of people.
You know, all different
speakers.
Definitely, it's been amazing people that we've met online. So that is the furthest from the truth. So, you know, wipe that clean. Don't even have those preconceived notions even before you consider it.
Yeah,
so,
I mean, that's one of the things that we help our clients with. If they just say, you know, I just want to, you know, some assistance with online dating. That's something that we've done for probably the entire time of our business. So, and like Tana said, we have met some absolute gems. So definitely, I would say that is a myth.
That's a huge
myth, right?
Yes.
And the next one we mentioned was, so men have so many choices these days, I feel like I'm competing. Would I say that's true or a myth? Well, you know what? I would say there's some truth to that. You know, men do have a lot of choices, but I think it's more in, I wouldn't say that you should feel intimidated about it. I feel like you should, like we talked about last week, having some unique selling propositions, some of the things that help you stand alone, that you have that confidence. It doesn't matter how many choices he has because he hasn't met you.
That's right.
And have something to back it up. So don't just say, oh, because I'm cute. And a lot of times our clients will say, well, I showed up, I smiled at dinner and I looked like I was, you know, having a good time. That's probably not going to, you know, hold his attention. But I think if you really have some characteristics and, you know, some things that set you apart, it doesn't matter how many choices he has.
That's right. That's right. Definitely. But, you know, but I guess, is it true or is it?
I think it's true that they do have a lot of choices, but in my opinion, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter because, again, we've talked about what's your dating unique selling proposition, what's your dating USP, you know, uncover what that is. I mean, you also need to be able to command what you're, you know, requesting and just know what you're bringing to the table.
Right.
So just know who you are. What can he get from you that he can't get from anyone else?
Yeah. So if you're saying, okay, he has to be 6'4", he has to be chiseled, he has to have this chiseled body, and he has to have a PhD. Okay.
What are you
bringing? So in that case, yes, he does have a lot of choices. And if you have something to match that's going to catch his attention, it doesn't matter. But if you don't, take some time to build up what you're bringing to this person that you have to have. Because we've had clients, too, really have a wake-up call when they look for a specific type of person and saw that he's commanding a lot more because his pool is probably a lot.
It is
more open.
Yeah, that's the truth. So definitely do that. And then I think it helps also with women when you understand what it is you're offering. You'll have more confidence.
Yeah.
And then again, you can demand and command what it is that you want and you're requesting. So,
and I think that's one of the things that you can take ownership of when you're single. You can really take time to build that up. What is it that you're offering this great guy? And so you can start doing different hobbies. You can start meeting more people and expanding your network of, more people around you.
Yes.
You can go to, networking events, so many things that you can do.
Definitely.
Yes. So,
and I think another probably something that comes to us often is there are so many dysfunctional relationships, that it's difficult to model a healthy one. Well, all I can say is that yes, there are some dysfunctional relationships in our communities that we know, but a lot of families in other communities and ethnicities have dysfunctional
most of us
relationships.
Have some dysfunction.
We do. We have some level of dysfunction in our families. Let's just keep it real.
Yes.
We do. And so we just ask that you seek out healthy relationships that you'd like to model yours after. So even if it's a married couple that will mentor you. And one thing I love about my friends, my friend Kelly here, my friend Erica, I have some great friends in my life, and they invest in our marriage. And so they may, just like Kelly has done this, quite a few times, just sent us a gift card or, a gift certificate or something and say, you need to take some time and go out to dinner with your husband. And she'll have the nerve to put an expiration date on it.
I'm still being a coach. You got to use it by this date.
You got to use it by, and he'll say she put an expiration date. I was like, she can't put no expiration date on when I want to go out. We got stuff to do. We got this business. We have this and that and the other, and she'll have the nerve to put an expiration date on it. But it's so funny. She will do it. But you just invest in other people. Like my friend Erica, I'll get a surprise email. You have dinner and movie tickets, to go out to dinner with your husband or whatever, or concert tickets or something. And that's just so precious to me. And I just would encourage all of you, if you see someone's marriage or, that you admire, sow into them, invest into them, and just ask them to even mentor you. Pick out some of the things that you love about their marriage that you want to model when you get your own.
Yeah, and that's a spiritual thing too. I think that was one of the things that even in my prayer life, and as I was creating my vision for this year, I was like, since I am single again, this is something I'm going to do. I'm going to start investing in other people's marriages, even though I'm not married at the moment. I'm dating, but still, when I get married again, I want to have invested in other people's marriages. Right. So that, that will eventually come back to me.
That's right.
So you want to continue to, invest in people's marriages, invest in their relationships. So you want to sit, like Tana said, maybe sit under them and learn how, even if you have some dysfunctional relationships. And we've had many clients who just have no idea how to model a relationship because they've never seen one.
That's
right. So that's fair. But that doesn't mean that you can't pour into others. So that's a great point, Tana. And that's where we're ending up here. So I think the other one would be like many of our men are incarcerated or have been incarcerated, and that is a fact. Millions of men, of black men, are incarcerated, which is really sad. And some for things that they really haven't done or not even a big,
or even
a big deal, minor thing. So I think the thing is, so that I would say is true. But I guess trying to figure out, is a man who made a mistake when they were younger, is that completely off limits?
It's
and that's something, that's something to consider, because there are many men who have done something when they were, and they'll tell us, when I was 18 or 20, and I did some time for it, but I have changed my life around. I've done this. I've rededicated
my life to Christ.
Yes, I speak and I train. I talk to the youth, and so is that person, and there's no right or wrong answer in that, but I think just exploring that just to see if it's worth talking to someone who has been incarcerated if it expands the pool, because there have been some great men. I mean, even in our families that have gone to jail. And you're like, oh my goodness, he's still a great guy.
He's a great guy, and he has a great heart. And yeah, he made a mistake. And so, for me personally, I believe in do-overs. I believe in second chances, and it certainly depends on what the situation was and if they were, reoccurring.
Right.
You know what I mean?
True, yes.
If it was a one-off situation, and it was a one-off situation, and again, like Kelly said, that they've learned from it, whatever. But if it was reoccurring, then I would say that you use your own judgment.
Right.
But for me, I do believe in second chances. I believe that people can change. I really do.
Yeah, and I think by the grace of God, many of us have done things probably that could have landed us in jail, whether it was going home from a club having had too much to drink, or
hit and run, or
hit and run, anything like that.
Anything.
So,
some of us just didn't get caught doing it. Let's start there.
I'm gonna ring the bell for that.
Just didn't get caught. So
I don't know.
Keep it real.
Yeah, I think we need. That's probably like a case by case basis. So I would say it's true, but it definitely would expand the pool if some of us would be more open. So
yes, definitely. Yeah. Well, we really hope that you all have understood where we were coming from with this, and if this resonated with you, we really, really need you to come out to our tour.
Yes.
First stop is in New York.
New York
the
City.
Love Her Tour.
Yeah.
June 17th. So we just launched it. It's online already. You can go to any of our social media pages and find the tour dates, and you can register today. Seats are filling up. People have been registering all weekend. So we're so excited.
We'll not only be dispelling the myths, we're going to be helping you move forward.
Yes.
So we'll have more time to really delve into not only myths and challenges that all of us have, but really moving forward, because we do this every single day. So
definitely. And then we want you to bring your questions and your concerns also.
And bring a hug. We love a hug. I want a hug from everyone.
We want pictures with our friends and followers out there. We do.
It's New York. Atlanta is June 23rd. We'll be at Essence Festival in the end of June, and then we'll come back here to Charlotte July 14th. So please end up registering, because I know it's filling up really quickly. It is filling up.
And please tell all of your friends. Bring your girlfriends, and just come and support us. And we love to say hello to you and get to know you. We're gonna have some giveaways and some fun things. So it's gonna be
we're gonna be jump starting your love life for summer 2017.
That's right.
How about that?
That's right. Please follow us on social media, The Matchmaking Duo, at Matchmaking Duo on Twitter. Our website is thematchmakingduo.com, and we just invite you to be a part of our podcast family.
Yes, and come and work with us. Please. We don't want another day going by. We have so many great success stories. What do we have? 3 in the past few weeks? I mean, that was crazy.
3 matches in the past 3-4 weeks. It's been amazing. It's been incredible.
So there's no need to sit back and not be in love if that's something you're ready for.
So these people will be hand in hand this summer. What are you doing?
What are you doing? Yes. Come on out and meet us. Well, you guys have a wonderful day. Thanks so much for checking in with us. Have an amazing week, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.